Nice spot, huh? Morning, Georgie. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning here on the Rancho, and it is Paint City, USA. One of the things that I always thought, I love this hallway. And if you were here last week, you saw that the doors were trimmed out. We got that looking really good. Now it just, I don't know, it doesn't have the beauty quotient that I'd like it to have down there. So I want to change the color of the walls and then paint out the trim. That's what I do first. I do the big fields, the walls first, and then I come back and do the trim. It's just a lot easier for me traditionally to do it that way. Now, when I change this color, what color am I going to use? One of the colors that I really like is that green that we have in the kitchen. So I'm now going to move that green and use that a lot more in the living spaces here in the hallway and in the little den area that I'm facing here. Missy Jen's gone ahead and given me a little bit of a hand here by Missy Jen's gone ahead and giving me a little bit of a hand here by pre-cleaning and getting that woodwork clean. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the cutting in. I'm going to cut in the ceiling, and then I'm going to come in and do the cutting above the trim. I'm not going to worry about if I get a little bit on the trim because I'm coming back later to do the trim. Let's survey what we're going to be painting today. Thank you, Jen. What I want to do, I'm not sure what color to eventually have the living room, but I do know this linen, what they call this linen color, it's just too washed out in the hallway. It doesn't have enough pop to it. So this is what we're going to be. We're going to be doing this whole entire, coming all the way around here. And then coming over, doing all around here. And then we're going to be doing around the bookcase. This is the little bit of a den area here. Around all the windows and doors in the back. And this wall too. I may eventually make this an accent wall by adding like a brick red to kind of offset, but we will see. For today, we're going to go with the green, and we're going to do the wrap. It'll be all the way around, so we don't have this color change here anymore. So Missy Jen's been helping me to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the ladder, and we're going to start cutting in at the ceiling line here. Okay? Then we're going to cut in below. Jen's removing all the plates from the electrical covers, the switch and the outlets. So we can do a more thorough job. You need to make one of these chooches out of a wire hanger. This stuff is good for hanging your paint off of ladders and stuff. If you can even find wire hangers anymore, huh? This hangs over the top and your paint bucket on the bottom. Painter's best friend. Right there. Got our drop cloth down too. So let's get underway and let the cutting in begin. Nice clean cutting up here. Now we're going to paint this whole surface here because it's going to be very hard to get a roller in here. Nice clean cutting. It's up and pull to the left or right. Okay. Not too difficult to do. And with this linen, this will probably be we're covering over the linen. It's not a bad color to cover over, but 2 coats really brings out the depth of the paint. Remember, up and then move left or right. If you're going to be a painter, and you're going to do it for a living, you need to move at a very high rate of speed. All right? Absolutely essential. You know, I painted all 3 buildings, of course, with a lot of help from Jen, but all 3 of the buildings by hand, by brush, 2 coats. Couldn't have done that unless I was moving at a very high rate of speed. But of course, spraying versus hand painting by brush is going to give a much more durable finish than a spray on. So, okay, looking good there. Now we've got some previous marks, and if you happen to get some on the ceiling, because we're going to be coming, that's an old one there, we're going to be coming back and doing the ceiling here too, and cleaning out some of these fixtures. They're kind of a little ragged looking too. They've got a lot of dirt and dust in them, so that's looking good. Okay, so all we're going to do, these places is going to be difficult, like down the side here. We're going to have to come down the side of the door too, because we cannot get a roller. Obviously, we can't get a roller in a space that's only that wide. Okay. We'll make sure to do that too. So this is going to give this hallway a lot more pop, which is exactly what we want. And you want to make sure you're not rolling to the corner too, so try to give yourself an edge for the corner too, or else you have weird looking squiggles where your roller hits the opposite wall. You don't want to have that. You want to avoid that if at all possible. Okay, make sure to get that paint on real good. And that's looking good. So we are underway painting USA here on the Rancho. Another good trick to make sure that you put your drop cloth so it's actually moving along with your ladder. You just put that right on the bottom like that, and you can see that your drop cloth always follows without you having to get down and constantly readjust it. So just a little trick of the trade for making sure that you protect your floors and your rugs, whatever, from paint spills, but also can work rapidly too. And if you're on carpet, you can also sort of paint, tape the edges of your drop cloth up to your ladder a little bit too, because your spill zone is going to be very small when you're cutting in case you dribble or drop. It's a different story when you're doing the rolling, and of course you have a wider splatter zone, so you want to make sure that you're using your drop cloth and spreading that as wide as possible, okay?
Are you done yet?
Am I done yet? Yeah. Can't you tell? Do you love the green on the wall and everything? Honey, I'm good, but I'm not that good. Yeah, we're just still doing the cutting in. I'm working on the beam up here now, so this took a lot of work when I moved here to transform that beam from a 1950s with curved ends to make it a more contemporary look. I really like the way that turned out. But no, I'm not done yet, okay? I've been painting for about a half hour here. You are too much.
So you'll be done.
I'm fighting off the spiders and things, so yeah.
So you'll be done pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll be done pretty soon. Yeah, no, make sure to get that lunch on the table. It'll all be done. This whole big.
Yeah, I'm gonna order Murphy's Pizza.
There we go. That's the spirit. All right. Yeah, it's coming along okay. Am I done yet?
Staff and equipment will be safe and secure. Creams has the equipment and expertise to tow or transport bobtails, tractors, trailers, motorhomes, limos, buses, service trucks, and all commercial vehicles.
So don't scream. Call Arlene at Creams, 707-588-1250.
specialists in heavy duty.
Pretty good. I think we got all the top cut in. I'm just going to finish along here, but it's looking good. Then we'll go ahead and do around the windows. Probably, yeah, do around the doors and windows next. And then finally we'll leave the baseboard. We'll roll her out, and then we'll get the trim done. Pretty happy with the progress so far. There's no doubt if you're doing painting, then cutting in is going to be the longest part of the process, but it's the part where paint jobs are really won or lost in the details. And you can see up here from an old paint job, I got some of the wall paint on the ceiling. Nothing's ever perfect, so the whole ceiling's got to be redone anyway. But doing a job cutting in down here. Working in along the, going to be working in along the baseboard. The ceiling's all cut in. Been going along and filling miscellaneous nail holes. So far, so good. Okay. As usual, Missy Jen is doing her part to help out. Thank you, Jen. Kind of taping that floor. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Going to be a big time saver for the floor. Generally, I just cut it by hand, but you know, it took a lot of time to restore this floor. Next time, I think I'll just bring in the big floor sander, but it turned out really nicely, and I want to keep that in good shape. So things are going along pretty good. Let's talk about some other issues going on here. We're pretty much cut in and ready to roll here. But over here, close that for the bathroom. Give me a second here. See up there we have a little bit of a protrusion from the other side. And I'm actually thinking about trimming out. Although I originally liked this trimless look, I think it's better suited for windows than for doors. So I think I'm going to come back and actually trim these out. I'll go ahead and roll the green. I can always come back and touch up. But I'm going to save the trim part here because I think I'm going to come back and, like I say, trim these out. I think it'll look better. This was when I first moved here. These doors were all painted over, hiding this beautiful tiger, like a tiger maple here. And you can see how beautiful that really is. So it took a lot of time to scrape these off so the beauty of this original wood could really shine through. So I think that's my latest thinking. I will roll it, but we're going to hold off on painting the trim in here until such time as I can trim these out. This will give a good laugh, huh, Missy Jen? Just all you guys that think Rosie's the shits when it comes to renovations and stuff. Look at this Rube Goldberg that I set up to get this clock electrified on the wall. Actually, yeah, I like the clock. I brought the clock back to life. It's a 1930s United made in New York. So it's a really nice banjo clock. But, you know, I don't have it plugged in. It does run. But look at how I had to run the cord. back through the wall and down there, and then to be plugged in underneath down here. So I'm going to remove this cord now, and we're just going to curl up the cord. We don't really need it, but I'm going to remove that cord. And yeah, then we'll just hang the clock real nice. So yeah, just in case you guys think Rosie always does everything first class, baby. Everything is all cut in. We're all taped courtesy of Missy Jen and ready to rock and roll. these walls. The greening of the Rancho. Missy Jen's doing the final taping back here. Thank you, honey. And we're gonna just roll it. I'm not gonna do much trim work back here today. Reason being, of course, as I mentioned, that I'm gonna be trimming around the doors. So let's get on our horse and let's get rolling.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just like, oh man, I've given up this year. I've had to think it. Like, could it have been better if this had happened 2 months ago, or this had happened a week ago, or if we had done this? And, you know, it's the same like when we're replanting a vineyard. I hate replanting vineyards. Like, to me, that's like giving up on it.
The classic Bordeaux wine. So when you think about what these grapes function as in the blend, Cabernet is the mainstay. I always look at photography because I have a little bit of a background in photography. The Cabernet is like the main light, it's the key light, and then Merlot is like the fill light. So the key light creates a shadow, you know, on one side. Like if you're taking a portrait, there's a shadow on the side of the face. So you want to fill that in a little bit so there's some information there and still make it dramatic. And then my Cabernet Franc is like a kicker, it's like a kicker light or something.
Always maintain a wet edge when you're rolling, so you don't ever have any lines. It's very important.
As a really talented winemaker, they're going to be able to kind of, you know, decide what percentage it needs in order to kind of make that wine speak. But really, you're right, possibly dessert. Any of that for granted, but we work really hard, and most of the facilities have been upgraded within the last 2 years as well too.
What are you listening to on the radio?
On the wine road, I think I'm going to go into the wine business
We've got
next
outdoor
time.
picnic areas, but also in our tasting room, it's a 3-tier
Coming along. Roll,
going
roll,
down a
roll your
hillside,
balls.
and we do a lot of outdoor tasting. The weather
Yeah,
is really
I'm going
outstanding.
to get into wine
We have a
business.
members
This is
facility
going to
as
be
well
my
too
next
for our wine
job.
society members.
From
So,
moonshining to wine,
you know,
huh?
the little nicer treatment and everything, but of course they deserve
So
it.
you're gonna
You know,
grow
they
crops
kind
in
of,
the back?
You know, they're our
Grow
core
some
base
some
basically.
grapes, right?
And also for your guests, you offer an
Right,
inn
things
and a
are going
restaurant
good.
here on the property.
Yeah, we sure do. Kind of all inclusive. In fact, we have a lot of people that come.
All
in and
right,
just
making
spend the
good
whole weekend.
progress.
They don't even leave the property, which
It's
is fantastic.
looking really
There's a lot of
good.
things to do. In the summertime, we're doing seminars and all of that. But
It is
we've got
looking
4
pretty
rooms
good,
in our
isn't it?
inn. Breakfast is provided, so I.
Nice long strokes. Use a nice long pole, huh? That's the way to do it. Where all your cutting in work pays off. Woo. It's not bad for working in tight places too. Ooh, all right, looking good. Just about ready to start the second coat. I think it's starting to look pretty handsome. It's starting to match the kitchen now. A little darker with the second coat. It'll really pick up steam here. So, did this too. Worry about trimming that out. So, things are drying good. Thank you, Missy Jen, for the help. Always a few little boo-boos. I gotta tell you, I'm on a second coat of the walls now, and it's very important that you put a second coat on. Reason being, it brings out the depth of the paint, okay? So 2 coats is essential. I'm not really one to buy into that mantra of the 1 coat paint. I think you often end up wishing that you had put 2 coats on. So I finished this wall now and just moving around again. Now don't get mad now. We're going to end the video today. We've got 2 coats of paint on all of the walls. The inside hallway for the bedrooms and linen closets, and the big outside hallway here. And the den area, well, we're going to see you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to break out the trim paint and we're going to get to it and we're going to finish up this project. Hope you've enjoyed part 1. Tomorrow, back on the job again with the big reveal when it's all over. Thanks for watching, everybody.